Cutting Edge Solutions, CES.
We're actually currently bottling Bloom.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the state of the lab is right now. Yeah, so we carry most sizes in this warehouse, not as many of the bulk sizes because it gets a little full, but yeah, every pallet you see here is ready to go. And most of them are going to Hydrofarm, but there's a bunch of other companies we work with too that are getting these news.
You should be aware, and these guys should be aware, our shipping department, literally just yesterday, we were talking about how quality you wrap these pallets. The perfect corners, even when it comes in, the perfect size.
Well, here, let's go look at the man in the myth
It's like
himself.
legendary.
So Ronnie's been here for 5 years. This guy, Ronnie down here, he was the first one to wrap and strap pallets and show everyone else how to do it. So it's all him.
It's impressive.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, seriously. A lot of compliments coming from our side.
Try to keep the quality, you know?
Yeah. I'm sure you don't get a lot of damaged pallets in transit.
No.
I'm sure
No,
not.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. You can make a quality product and it could be great, but if it just sits there and doesn't go anywhere, it's no good. And if it shows up damaged or doesn't show up at all, you know.
What I wonder is if some of these distribution centers, like your bottles are clean, everything is clean and nice. What the heck goes on at some of these distribution centers? I swear they like purposely dust them or something.
Yeah, they have like a leaf blower with a dust pack and they just blow dust on everything.
It is caked.
Well, we know. I mean, you know, this barrel is going into a commercial facility, so
Right,
we
so it
don't
needs to
want
be clean.
We don't want to have any contaminants whatsoever.
So you're even
if there's
taking
dust.
You're even taking the time to even drill it out so that way you can throw a strap on it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That is extra care. That's so
Yeah.
nice.
Well, it's a special load.
Right.
It's going somewhere special and it's going to produce something special.
Well, and that just resonates to the quality. You're looking after the end user.
Yeah.
You're not just shipping them out like a commodity.
Yeah, there's no every customer. It's not a transaction. Everyone's a farmer, and they're all doing what we want to do, what we want to support, which is most of the time growing really good quality cannabis.
Right.
And at the same time growing it with good inputs that don't build up in your soil and also don't build up in the flower. So all of our products you can use in the most strict states. We're one of the only fertilizers that passed Michigan's panel on cannabis on our actual fertilizer.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty unheard of. So
Heavy metals is a big issue.
huge issue, and that's why we mix and make everything here. We can't let quality, especially heavy metals, be an issue. So we have control over every single ingredient going in, and that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
So like break for a second and just finish it. But yeah, so this is where we do all of our quality control. Perdón, señora.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
What's up, Sean?
how's it going?
What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, man? Good at yourself?
Good.
Yeah, this is where we do a lot of different tests. We have a mass spectrometer and ICP-MS where we can check different nutrient concentrations in solution. So make sure that everything we're doing is what we're claiming we're doing and what we're supposed to be doing. We also have in here our microscope lab where we can look at soils, bugs, basically any problem. So we have all these microscopes hooked up to computers. We have flow hoods that we can safely work under and look at different bad bacteria, good bacteria, etc.
Wow. Do you guys see yourselves getting into the pesticide side of things?
No. We thought about it once, and you get to the point where if you want to do a pesticide or create a pesticide, then you're dealing with the EPA.
Right.
And it makes it very complicated because not only do you have to have everything tested on the crop that you're supposedly selling it for, but at the same time, if you're using any sort of fungi or bacteria in your spray, that has to be registered with the EPA. So you're losing your IP, your intellectual property, by giving it to the EPA, and they're the ones that now own that.
I see.
So we've decided it's much better to do things our way and work with the companies that make good pesticides. We're great at making fertilizer. And what I've always thought about, I used to be a landscape contractor, do what you do best and sub out the rest.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always said it. And it's the same with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we should even come in here right now.
Okay. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, you're driving R&D constantly and seeking the constant improvement in your product. I think that is so darn cool. And this helps sell. It helps teach the customers what's best.
Yeah, and it also shows that we do know what we're doing.
Right.
You know, a lot of other companies out there, and I'm not naming names, but they say, oh, this is the formula, this is what you do. But why? But why? And we figured out why and how.
So I have a question. What's behind that door?
Oh, this one. Well, this is the secret part of our lab. We're doing some special projects in there right now, and I think I can show you next time.
All right. Leaving the golden nuggets for us.
Exactly. You gotta leave some.
Yeah.
Can't give you everything in one day.
Hey, John. How are you?
Well, how's it going?
Doing really well. Steven, it's been a while.
Yeah, long time.
Good. What impressive operations. Man, you've grown.
Well, if we grow much more, it'll fall in on top of us. I mean, like, just look. People got tired of going to the big people that have the diluted fertilizers. A lot of people came back, new customers, and combined with all the states. I mean, you probably see it over at Monster Gardens.
It's like crazy how much it's grown. I remember gallons and 2.5, and then you were pretty big time if you had 5 gallons.
Oh, yeah.
6 gallons.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden you see the guys start to come in getting multiple 6 gallons, and you're thinking, wow.
Wow, the
And then
market's changing.
the special order for the 15 gallon was a big darn deal.
Oh yeah.
And now
it'd be a month out. You'd be hush hush about it. This was for the account name, you know, Fly Low or whatever it is.
Right.
You know, I've been growing herb for over 40 years now.
Very impressive.
You know, I was one of those
Pioneer.
punk kids that ran away from Berkeley in '78 and went up to Mendocino County because I found out that they were growing herb there. This herb that I was buying on Telegraph Avenue was actually coming from Mendocino County. What a shock. So, you know, as a 14-year-old punk kid, I went up there and started working for people, and a lot of those people were legends, and most of those people have passed on. And some of those genetics are still around, like Super Silver Haze, but people wonder why it is something that doesn't really look like the original haze. And it's not the genetic drift, it's the genetics are still there to bring the plant back to what it was. However, you have to know what that is. And by digging holes for these guys, I learned that they're using too much dolomitic lime. So they have much higher magnesium levels than they should have, which is why we separate our organic calcium from our organic magnesium. People say, why not make it a CalMag, make it simple? Guess what? Life isn't simple. Quality isn't simple. You're a team player. Hey, not everybody in your team is having their best day. Life doesn't come with a set of instructions, and it's complex.
So having them separated, that makes a lot of sense.
Right, so that you can actually increase the magnesium towards the end. And when you do that with the haze strains, you notice right away they get more frost. The original Super Silver Haze, when the sun hit it just right, because usually they were tucked back by the trees or in the brush, they glistened. The whole plant did.
So what's next for you guys? I mean, obviously you're really maintaining great quality control, you're scaling your operations. I mean, what are you looking at in the future?
Other countries, like Colombia,
Yeah.
some people say, oh yeah, you're just gonna go to the next country that's gonna produce flour, that's gonna put us out of business. But that's not the case. It's not like the rose industry that was here, then it was in Salinas, then it was in Carpinteria, then it was in Colombia, and now it's in Africa. It's not like that. It's, sorry, this thing goes off all the time. I just got a new phone, and wow. people here have forgotten that the variety that's called cheese, right? There's all different versions of that, and then it went to Holland, then it came back here. But that's Punta Roja. Punta Roja in Colombia smells like cheese. And we're not going to be competing with these people. I mean, they're totally different varieties and different climate. Indoor is one thing, but mostly outdoor is what's going to happen down there.
Right.
People that are good breeders, and there's more of them now, that can take accurate notes, are dialing in these climatic conditions of light.
Right.
So we're gonna see more varieties. We're gonna see more selection, and I don't know what kind of beer you drink, but my beer is not like the classic old school Budweiser. I drink craft beer.
Right. Me too.
Yeah, but I'm not educated enough to really get into the sours. So there you go. There's obviously room for growth. You know, going back to these plant breeders and what they're going to come up with next, it's not just going to be clone to clone anymore. People are actually going to want to pop seeds.
Right.
I was just in Michigan, and Michigan is a place of seeds. It was too far to take clones from here to there. So they just naturally developed seeds. And you look at some of the varieties coming out of there, they're different than here. So there's already that change going on now.
Just within the United States.
Right. Just within the United States. And you look at autoflower. Look how much that's changed.
I know. It used to be, it was so not common because the genetics weren't stable. And it was so inconsistent across the field, and now I see them like crazy.
And quality.
They're very good quality.
Yeah, I remember 10 or 12 years ago, nobody even talked about autoflower. Autoflower was something people were stuck with in Alaska or British Columbia. And, it was questionable whether there was even autoflower or whether it was just triggered early.
Yeah.
But,
now it's common.
It's common, and we deal with a couple of different high-end autoflower plant breeders. And they want their fertilizer dialed in correctly too. And going back to the quality and consistency, that's what a lot of these breeders are looking for, because they're taking accurate notes on these pheno hunts, how each plant's reacting. Well, unless you have the light cycle dialed in, unless you have unless you're outdoors, and the water quality dialed in and the soil dialed in. I mean, the fertilizer and the biologicals that go with it are extremely important. And that's why we sell a lot of hum tea.
Morning. You're going to go first.
Morning.
Morning.
Where are we, dude?
We're here at Cutting Edge Solutions in Santa Rosa. Check it out. I did it again.
Yeah, yeah.